At the Xbox booth at Gamescom 2022, I had the opportunity to play two games, Pentiment and High on Life. Two games that couldn't be more different from each other. While Pentiment is clearly a very intellectual game for the connoisseurs, High on Life is, well, dumb. But there's nothing wrong with them. In fact, I've had more fun playing those 30 minutes of High on Life than I've had in a long time with any other game. And don't get me wrong, I've played a lot of great games that make you forget all your worries and responsibilities for a minute, but if we're talking about real fun, High on Life beats them all. Or at least if the 30-minute gameplay demo I played is a good representation of the full game. High on Life is being developed by Squanch Games, a studio founded by Justin Roiland, who you might know as a co-creator of Rick and Morty. If you want to get a good sense of what kind of style you can expect from High on Life, it's enough to watch a couple of episodes of Rick and Morty. You'll know exactly what they're aiming for with High on Life. I can, however, already summarize it for you. It's a lot of swearing, controversial remarks and absurdity from the first minute to the last.
I'm more than just a knife, you racist!
That humor is not only brought to life by the NPCs, but it's mostly the weapons that are stealing the show. It starts off pretty well behaved with your gunning Kenny, who is clearly trying to motivate you to do the right things, but it all escalates when you meet Knifey, a murderous knife with a foul mouth.
I'm Knifey! Now use me! Let me fucking stop these Oh fuck yes! Finally!
These dialogues not only happen as a storytelling mechanic, but also in response to the things you do as a player. At one point I took a wrong step and landed in toxic waste. Kenny of course didn't hesitate to make a sarcastic remark about it.
Yeah, let's go into the toxic shit!
Another interesting fact is that the dialogues you get depends on the weapon you have equipped. So in fact you could replay the game with a focus on different weapons to hear different dialogues. Besides chatting and making sarcastic remarks, each weapon also has its own ability feature. For example, Kenny can launch a blob, and this blob can be used in combat, but also as a puzzle solving mechanics to unlock certain paths. Knifey gives you a grappling mechanic, which makes the gameplay more vertical. The developers were inspired by Metroid, so you can expect a lot of backtracking. High on Life is pretty combat heavy and often plays like a chaotic bullet hell game, where you have to dodge bullets as well as fire them. In the demo we didn't get to see a variety of enemies, so it remains to be seen if the combat remains fairly superficial, or if along with the variety of weapons the combat will also get a bit more interesting. And the boss fight at the end of the demo wasn't very memorable either. The unique selling point that makes High on Life so interesting for many players is also a turn-off for many other players. Not everyone wants a game filled with absurd dialogues that often do not contribute that much to the story. The developers are aware of this and assure us that there are also more than enough quiet moments. In the demo we played, Knifey and Kenny were constantly chatting, but it's fair to assume that's just for the sake of the demo. The developer compares it to a game like Gears of War, where there is a lot of chatting with your squad mates. In High on Life, your weapons are your squad mates. I almost feel a little inferior admitting it, but you know what, I had a lot of fun with High on Life. Perhaps that means I'm not a connoisseur that I like to think I am, but screw it. I'm going to play this game in December with a big smile on my face from the first minute to the very last. High on Life releases on December 13th for Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S and Windows PC. The game will also be available as a day one release on Xbox Game Pass.